One of the biggest aspects of Transformers collecting is continuously swapping out your figures that you spent your hard-earned money on for newer, better versions of the same character. I think in my lifetime I've gone through like 3 hot rods so far. It's just a never-ending cycle. But there are a few characters who have not been getting this treatment recently and are in absolutely dire need of it. And that's what we are looking at today. Now, as you can see, we're at a bit of a Dutch angle today. It's because I watched Batman Forever again, and I've got Batninny fever. Also, we're just gonna be looking at G1 continuity stuff, because if we get into all the other universes, basically everybody needs an update, and that video would be like 10 hours long, and we just don't want to be here that long, do we? Windcharger is a character I am not too big of a fan of. His design is a little too boring to be one of my favorites, but still my Howler monkey brain demands that I must have a figure of him for my G1 collection. And for a very long time, that's been Legends Power of the Prime's Windcharger. Now, this is not a bad figure by any means, but as a Legends from 2018, it's starting to show its age. He looks G1 accurate enough, but is missing the amount of detail a modern release has. And scale-wise, yeah, he's small, but he's a Legends for God's sake. These things are puny, and he isn't really gonna scale right with any modern collection. But what really makes me yearn for a new figure is how bad this guy feels to handle. The ball joints on these elbows have just become unusable over time. Yes, you can lube them up to make them tight, but I don't know. I don't really care. But what I will give this guy is his alt mode still looks great, and the transformation is super simple and fun. Overall, this is not a bad figure by any definition of the word. He's just a victim of age, and I think most people, myself included, would just like a new Windcharger with that nice modern articulation and scaling. Also tighter arms. Prowl is one of my favorite Transformers ever. Why? I don't know, I just liked him in the IDW comic. And he has actually had some modern releases, but I don't really jive with any of them. Siege is okay, but it's meant to be a Cybertronian version of Mr. N's Justify the Means. And again, does not tickle my monkey juice. There is the Earthrise version, but that was locked behind exclusivity and is virtually unobtainable now. Also, I just don't love that mold in the first place. I talked about it a bit in the figures I regret buying video, but I don't trust this mold not to just crumble to dust, and for that reason, I'm not chomping at the bit to hunt this guy down. Oh yeah, and there's also the Studio Series 86 version, but I don't want a corpse as my main Prowl. Now, realistically, I can see a re-release of the Earthrise one or the 86 one just with a less dead paint job coming out at some point, which I will buy against my better judgment, but I would like a less crumbly version of this dude, ideally. The Seekers. All of them, just every last one of them. The more time I spend with the Earthrise Seeker mold, the more I kind of start to dislike it. Yeah, it's not terrible, and the alt modes do look really good, but the robot modes really suffer from how clunky they feel. Like, these guys don't have waist swivels. That is insane for a modern figure. And they just never looked right to me proportionally either. Like, Seekers should be sleek, and these just kind of look blocky and chunky. I don't want to rag on these guys too hard, because at the end of the day, I do like them. But I think the slow process of collecting them over the years has just kind of also soured me on them. Because, like, aside from Starscream, they were all exclusives, and until recently were next to impossible to get. And even then, Thrust, Skywarp, and Thundercracker have yet to reissue. They are fine for the time being, but at some point I would like to get a more definitive version of Megatron's Sky Warriors. Speaking of Megatron, now this section of the video will hopefully be outdated very soon with 86 Megatron's arrival imminent. But Siege and Earthrise have been our modern Megatrons for ages now. And like the Seekers, they ain't bad, but they could be a lot better. Siege, I think, deserves more slack because this guy is not meant to be a one-to-one with G1. He's supposed to be a Cybertronian mode, and I think he does a pretty solid job at that. Yeah, he's got his issues, but I still think he's a pretty cool figure. The Earthrise one, though, is trying to be G1 accurate and is still ugly as a mule with no legs that kids keep beating on with a baseball bat. And the mule, it can't get away. But one time the mule, it rolled its way over to a hill and it almost rolled down the hill to freedom. But the kids with baseball bats caught up to it, and they were inspired by the mule's resolve and decided to let it roll down the hill. But then they changed their minds and they just beat it with baseball bats anyway. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Siege Megatron. He's pretty good, but I'm ready for a Studio Series 86 scaled one at this point. I'm not talking about this again. I'm not. He sucks, and that's all I'm saying. I have 2 other videos about this guy. Like, it's not happening again. Where the hell is Venom? I have 3 of the deluxe Insecticons. Where's the 4th one? I don't think you understand the situation I'm in. See, I have a little man in my brain that keeps screaming at me. Look at your sad little Insecticon collection. It's missing one. Are you sad? Does that make you mad? Start hurting people, Edward. Start hurting people, Eddie. It just keeps gnawing away at my brain cells. Just let it be done, Hasbro. Give me Venom. Oh, and Sure Shot. I have the other 2 Target Masters, and Sure Shot has also not gotten an update. Please, Mr. Hasbro. End my suffering. You know who else is in dire need of an update? Most of the Combiner teams. Now the Combiner War versions of these fools are fine, but let's be honest, they're not the most stable. But Hasbro has heard our cries, and it looks like most of the Combiners will be getting sweet, sweet modern updates. Legacy Menasor has been out for a while, and Age of the Primes is giving us Superion and Bruticus, and 86 is giving us my one and only beloved Devastator. But we are still short a few, namely Computron, Defensor, Predaking, and Abominus. Now the latter 2 I don't care as much about because the Power of the Primes ones are still fine for the time being, but I yearn for a new Defensor or Computron, a little less so, sorry buddy. But who I really want to see get a new figure is Monstructor. This guy has been neglected for decades. Give him a new toy or I'm gonna Monstruct all over the place. And speaking of neglected characters, I don't know how everybody else feels about this, but I adore the European G1 toys. The colors are so tasty and the designs kind of remind me of the Unicron trilogy, which might be why I like them so much. These guys have really just been kind of forgotten about by Hasbro. Like almost none of them have gotten any kind of recognition toy-wise in like 30 years. Rotorstorm did get a Selects figure that I will always just be so mad that I missed. And Iron Fist is on the way with Age of the Primes with a stupid rename. It's from the comics. I don't care, it's stupid. I would love to see modern updates of Thunderclash, Boss, Skyquake, Stalker, all the other Predators, Clench, and Pyro. Yes, my adoration for most of these guys is probably rooted in the fact that Last Stand of the Wreckers is one of my favorite comics ever, but come on, look at these guys. They deserve to come back. Speaking of Wrecker-affiliated figures that need to come back, I don't know why I'm all the way down here. Roadbuster and Whirl have not had a toy in 10 years. And this sucks because A, I need them for my Wrecker collection, and B, they just have such cool designs. The Generation figures are perfectly fine, but we really need some modern Voyagers with some like wrist swivels or something. Come on, Age of the Primes, don't let me down. I can't be held accountable for what happens if you let me down. A little while ago, I made a video on Titans Return 6-Shot and why that figure's just in dire need of an update. So if you want a more in-depth review of 6-Shot, check out that video. But the long and short of it is that this guy is terrible to handle and is just not aged well. He looks fine on a shelf, but as a toy, not so good. This guy could really thrive as a commander, so preview Hasbro, Commander 6-Shot, make it happen. And also I want to just go over some figures that I like to call the inevitables because we're inevitably going to get them retooled and recolored from existing figures. Examples are dudes like Outback and Swerve who will inevitably be birthed from the gooey innards of 86 Brawn and United Gears. Same goes for Cliffjumper and getting an 86 version 2, stand ready for his arrival, funny, invincible. And lastly, I just want to list off some characters that I personally would really like to see updates of. Number 1, Throttlebots. I actually couldn't care less about these guys, but again, monkey brain. I have Goldbug and the voices dictate that I need the rest of the Throttlebots. What have I become? I would love to see some of those later G1 Autobots get some love like Dogfight or Hosehead, specifically for his name. Siren 2, I love that guy's design. Nightbeat, come on, give me Nightbeat. Yeah, there's the Generations one, but I don't know. It was just a retool that kind of just half-suited Nightbeat. And lastly, Thunderwing. Man, I would love to see a new version of this guy. Again, there was a Generations one more than 10 years ago, but this guy could just be a fantastic modern leader or even like a really good Voyager like Jaxus. So yeah, that's it. I'm sure there are a lot of other characters that could use updates that I didn't go over in this video. And for wait. Let me chime in here. Don't listen to this buffoon. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about anything other than G1, but it's my video, so I'm talking about Armada. This guy's a moron, and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I yearn for a complete Armada collection. I would do such evil, vile, nasty things to have modern versions of every Armada character. This is who we're still missing. Jetfire, Blur, Laserbeak, Overload, Scavenger, Hoist, and/or Smokescreen, Sideswipe, Cyclonus, Demolisher, Demolisher, Thrust, Sideways, all the minicons, all the recolors, and to hell with it. Just give me an action figure of this Neanderthal. Give me all those figures and I will do like a little happy, jolly elf dance and make little sweet critter noises. That's it. That's the real end. Let me know what figures you'd like to see an update of. That's it.